And welcome to episode 238 of More Than Dice. I'm Gonzo.
And also not on the screen. I'm John.
Yeah, one of my cameras switched. I gotta change the camera. Give me a second. So I had to reset up my entire machine and re-put it all together and blah, blah, blah. So some of the scenes are still kind of messed up because the cameras, I have extra cameras that are for the convention. And so putting all the cameras. So it is back to normal. Da, 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 da.
Yay.
Oh, finally someone decided to put ears on. John, you are exempt from that today, I declare.
Oh, good, because I really don't want less uncomfortable, the better for John right now. Not to say getting up was a challenge, but getting up was slightly a challenge.
Slightly a challenge. So, guys, welcome to episode 238. Today's episode, we're going to talk about after con care, just as important as before con care and during con care. But let's get all to the business. We got to talk with a few people from Parabellum War Games, and they had a tournament there at Warfare Weekend. It turned out really well for them. And on top of the tournament, they got their cool prizes. They gave us a bunch of miniatures. And I mean, bunch of miniatures got given away.
Awesome.
So there was a ton of things that were done. Midnight Heroes was there. And man, did they clean up this year. So, for people that vendor at our convention, they give, part of their contract is they give something small for a VIG. It doesn't have to be something expensive or whatever, but for the VIG back, just something tiny. And they give this little bitty tiny My Little Pony miniature.
Awesome.
And it was only maybe an inch or two tall, or inch and a half tall. And he gave it away. And he came up to me. They came up to me. I think I went to go see them Friday at 4:00, right before they were about to shut down. They were like, Gonzo, that was the best thing we have ever done and you have ever asked us to do, because they almost sold out of all of their miniature games. Someone came in, bought one of everything that they owned and they had out. I mean, so they just racked it up.
Some people just need to see that there's the chibi stuff there and they're like, chibi!
Yes. But they were very, very happy. We're actually going to be working a cool deal with them coming up pretty soon.
Oh yeah, you were telling me. Awesome. That's awesome.
We also want to thank Muse on Minis. Muse on Mini was there, and the Muse on Mini network is back up. We will have this episode up on Muse on Minis, and so you will start hearing us from there again. They had to redo their entire site and get a bunch of things done and some other things set up, but they got it back up, and we got it all running this morning. So
awesome.
We also want to thank our friends at TurboDork. TurboDork is actually at Warfare Weekend also. They will be sending us some stuff to give away. They had a blast too. They know how to run stuff. They, usually at a convention we have, I says, okay, you get 2 tables and 2 chairs, for whatever you buy, etc. It's like, we don't need that. We just need the chairs. We don't need the tables. And I'm like, okay. And they walk in with this cart and it unfolds like a transformer, and then they have their banner up and then done. And I was like, you are awesome.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Also, if you guys get some TurboDorks and you have any problems, just go to their website and get to contact us. They'll help you out with it.
Yeah. I actually, what was funny was while they were there, I said, hey, I have a friend of mine that he was having a little problems getting your paints mixed up. And he goes, just contact us.
Yep.
We will solve it.
My sister bought me some for my birthday. I tried to use them to show what they look like. And I'm like, these just wouldn't mix, so they sent me replacements. They're sitting over on the table. Actually, we came up with the idea. I might be using them on my models. Keep an eye on future hobby streaks for that.
But they sold 10 new colors there this weekend, and they had a blast. They were like, "This was a lot of fun. Y'all run a good con. You got a lot of cool people. We made a lot of contacts, and stuff. So it was really cool. But we want to give a good shout out to them." We have a couple of shout-outs this week.
We do, unfortunately.
Yeah. One hit the community pretty hard this week.
Well, it's funny. It depends on... Different people are hit by different things harder. The one that you're, of course, referring to is Kevin Conroy, the longtime voice of Batman. And you may even say, the Batman, unfortunately passed after a short battle with cancer. Let me just reiterate, fuck cancer.
Fuck cancer.
I mean, obviously, ever since he jumped in doing that during Batman animated series and that came out, he's just been the definitive voice of Batman.
Oh yeah.
Like whenever they have another voice, I'm like, that's not right. It's just not right. Like I'm okay with live action ones because you're like, okay, different face all, but animated Batman like Kevin Conroy. It's like having not Peter Welker as a fucking or Peter Cullen, sorry, as a fucking Optimus Prime. It's not right.
Yeah, it
It's
just
not
doesn't
okay.
sound right.
Yeah, no.
No.
Iconic for a reason, and that was very sad. But also the double whammy of that one was also Gallagher, who most of you youngins won't know Gallagher. But my mom and I used to watch Gallagher specials on cable and chill. And I mean, the Sludge-O-Matic is fucking legend.
Oh yeah.
If you were front couple rows in Gallagher, you dressed expecting to get drenched with fucking watermelon from the Sludge-O-Matic.
Oh yeah. That was his thing. I remember as a kid seeing all that stuff, and of course laughing my fucking ass off as someone just smashed watermelons because it was stupid fun.
And he was also a good comedian on top of that.
Correct.
But that was his gimmick. But so I mean, and like I said, some people actually remember him and like not Brushhead Dave. No idea who Kevin Conroy was, but man, he knew who Gallagher was.
Oh yeah. And the thing is I didn't know the name, but I knew the voice, and they were like the voice of Batman for the animated series. I'm like, oh man,
I knew. Like if you look at voice actors at all, you know who that is.
Yeah.
Because I mean, but so yeah, it was sad. It's been a sad week for that.
Yeah.
There's been some others. I know one of the founding members, think of the Sex Pistols, passed as well just recently.
Oh, didn't know that.
Not really my oeuvre of music, but sorry to see any pioneer in that. They're punk pioneers basically.
Oh yeah.
So,
But let's get down to the nitty gritty. What are you drinking today, John?
well, my drink requires a tiny bit of story time. This week
Oh.
was Amanda at work's birthday. On her birthday, she's sitting there. They bought her a Mountain Dew in an alternate flavor. And I don't know what the flavor's called, but it basically says a blast of fruitcake flavor.
What?
Yes. I mean, I guess it's fruitcake Mountain Dew. I don't remember if it's Fruit Punch Mountain Dew or something like that.
That sounds gross.
It is Fruit Quake. It's called Fruit Quake.
That doesn't sound good.
So she mentioned what it tastes like. She's like, this is kind of like, I don't know, like Code Red and Fireball. So being John and going to the grocery store that night, I bought some Code Red and I have mixed it with Fireball, and that is what I'm drinking tonight. Also, it is not my first time,
Hello, it's called cinnamon.
but that's what seemed to decide to happen. I went in the next day at work. I'm like, last night was all your fault. She's like, oh shit, what happened? I'm like, Code Red and Fireball. I was like, oh, how was it?
So what are you naming it?
I don't know. It's pretty tasty.
You gotta name it. If you create it, you gotta name it.
I don't gotta name it. I don't get the brain power for that.
Yeah. So we need to figure out a name for what is Code Red and Fireball mixed together. So chat and listeners,
Like,
that is up
they
to
had
you.
stolen the obvious Fruit Quake Code Fireball.
Code Fireball.
I like Code Fireball.
So, my drink of choice is good old H2O today. I'm still recovering from the con, and I'm just making sure I take care of myself. So,
Alcohol.
yeah, and so I'm going to be drinking water today. So,
Sleep.
guys, we appreciate you. We love you. We think you're awesome. If you didn't get to make it out to Warfare Weekend this year, try to find a con that we're at so you can say hi. We want to say hi to you. We want to give you a high five.
John's at, but he's trying.
John's trying. But let us know. I know that I'm hitting up Adepticon this year, so that's probably my next convention I'm going to hit.
You do mean next year because that's in 2023.
Correct. So
I don't believe there's any more cons this year. It's getting kind of long in the tooth in holiday time.
yeah, there is a couple, but there's not very many. Yes, and it is getting late in the winter season. So
I mean, it's fall technically, but that's
yeah,
me being.
it's getting cold. So
I don't know. Hard to tell because some days it's cold, some days it's like fucking 70. And like, what the fuck is going on? I wore shorts the other day.
I always wear shorts no matter what the weather's like.
You would not have today. It was the wind was just cold AF.
A cold day of. Well, guys, please take care of yourself. Please watch after yourself. Please check on others if you see others doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing, or if they're hurting themselves. Say something, because that is very important that you do, but you can't help everybody all the time. Cheers.
Cheers. Mm.
Oh, fuck yeah, man. That's just like, That must have been purified water. That I can tell.
Jesus Christ. Really?
Well, let's go ahead and switch over to the...
Well, huh? Mm.
Oh, look, my painting cam's not up. Yeah, of course.
Because it was up earlier.
I even set that thing up, you little piece of crap.
Man, what do you hate you?
So let me figure out where this camera is. Yep. Boom. Boom. There it is. Just had to set the right one. It was on the wrong one. Let's see how it looks, though. Big stumpy robot coming in for the kill.
I see you had an action figure or something and you cut the tag off of it.
I don't know what that came from.
It's like looks like the plastic that either comes with that size looks like it's from an action figure or something.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, honestly. So let's see if I can rotate the camera. Rotate the camera. Look, they're all my cool artwork, and then the artwork I'm going to put up later. Doodly 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 doo.
Doodly doo. There you
Doodly
go.
doo.
So, before we go into the topic, do you want to talk about the news? Or do you not want to talk about the news?
What news? You'll have to remind me, John. What news are we talking about?
Oh, the Atomic Mass Games news?
Oh, what about the Atomic Mass Game news? Because, I've been busy this entire time of my life, and I didn't get a chance to look at the entire news article. I'm lying. But yes, go ahead and talk about the news.
I know you're lying. I mean, they announced Star Wars Shatterpoint, which is a new game. Looks like so far all Clone Wars, mostly Heroes, and looks like it's a different scale than standard.
I
Star
noticed
Wars
that
Legion.
when I saw the pictures of it and it came out, I messaged a few of my friends and stuff and everything. And I was like, the bases look a lot bigger than their normal stuff that they do.
Their bases are the ones that they were on in those pictures were mostly Crisis Protocol bases.
Yeah, that's what it kind of looked like. They look like,
And some of the models, most models looks the same, but from what I understand, it's going to be different sculpts. So, I'm going to hit my full, unfiltered opinion of it, and Legionnaires spoiled a little bit there in the chat room.
oh, what do you say? What do you say?
This is, he said, different scales is concerned. This is the most blatant piece of shit cash grab I've ever fucking seen. Like, we're going to do a different scale of models, so you have to buy all the new models to play this game. Like, thank you for going where GW no longer even goes. Good job, fuckers. Like, it's terrible. Terrible. Captain, I want you to zoom out on the paint cam a little bit.
Zoom out a little bit.
I don't know, I can actually read that text and see that they could do stuff.
Well, I was just kind of looking, because what I'm going to be working on, this is the Necrosphinx, the Nicosphinx, which is the doggo.
I mean, if it's a Necrosphinx, it's a Cato, because that's how those words work, son.
Yeah, it is a cat, but...
So, yeah, I mean, different scale. I mean, it, like, literally, I am so far out. Yes, Legionnaires, your Inquisitor action figures. GW did this once in the past. They
I
made
remember
Inquisitor,
those.
and it was a cool idea, but literally, at least they made the scale different enough to like, well, I understand, because they were much bigger. But these are similar, but not the same. And it's just such a terrible cash grab. What is happening is they're not getting people to play the low-end Legion skirmish game, that you could play. Because, I mean, let's be honest, you take Legion and make a smaller scale, you just take out all the stuff you want to play with. No one wants to play with a bunch of troops. No one's like, I can't wait to put all these stormtroopers on the field. Rebel troopers, they're my jam. No, that shit doesn't happen. They're like, oh, cool, I'm going to have Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi with these fucking clone troopers, and this is going to be awesome. So they sort of taken out that and making it less dudes and mostly characters, looks like. And it's just a fucking blatant cash grab, and it bothers me.
But I get to play Anakin, and I get to play all the
Sure.
cool and
Yeah,
General
but
Grievous, and it's
they
going to
could have
be.
made a different game with alternate sculpts, but the same scale models, and it would have been fine.
They say what size the game's going to be played on, like a 3x3 or a 4x4.
No, no, I don't think they have no rules yet. They're just looking for playtesters now.
What?
Yeah, they put out there looking for playtesters.
Fuck that.
Yeah, so not pleased. Blatant cash grab. Very disappointed in the company.
I mean, they did say they were going to have more Star Wars stuff coming out, but I didn't know what it was. And I was like, why didn't you just make the current properties good? Or
I
better?
mean, let's be honest. It's not them making current properties less good. It's the players. And I hate to be that blunt, but we've bred a generation of players in general, not just for that game, that are pure power gamers.
No.
The vocal minority online tend to be power gamers. The guys who play in their basement are like, fuck those guys. I'm just gonna play what I fucking want to play, and that's cool. But I feel like you could have done something good with that, either making the models significantly different scale, or the same scale but different models. You know, people will buy fucking different poses.
What? No, they won't.
Yeah, fucking A, dude.
They won't buy alternate sculpts.
I have another bone to pick with you, sir. That's not Gorilla Glue.
It is not. It's just regular Loctite, because that's what I had.
Shame.
Shame. Ring the bell.
Oh, different shame, but fair enough. Legionnaires is picking up what I'm putting down. But yeah, so I was a little disappointed in that. Like, it might end up being good, but I'm disappointed. I'm also, let's be honest, Clone Wars only, I have no interest.
Yeah, I thought that was
even
interesting.
smart putting that as the sequel trilogy where they have no models for, that'd have been smart. Because then they're like, we're not double dipping. These are all models you guys don't fucking have yet. They'd be like,
did
okay.
like Rey and all those other.
Yeah, Rey and all that, yeah.
Well, there's not enough Jedis in there. Come on. Give it the program. It's all about the Jedis.
Is it? Andor kind of says otherwise.
But you know what I'm saying.
I mean, Jedi are a great thing and also one of the giant problems with Star Wars. Actually, honestly, it is the giant problem with any game set in the Clone Wars era. Too many fucking Jedi.
But that's all I want to play. That's what's going to make them money.
I mean, you can play Vader and Luke and all. I mean, shit. But just too many. That's sort of the problem. Like, we had this problem with the old Decipher TCG back in the day. When they went to the prequel stuff, they were just too many Jedis. The game was balanced over not a lot of Jedis. Legion, every game has had a Jedi problem. Every role-playing game has had a Jedi problem. There's no way to balance Jedi versus other characters in a role-playing game or an MMO or anything. So in miniatures games, you can because of points, but then you don't get as many dudes, and most of the games are set up so that having less dudes becomes a problem. So you don't just take Uber Vader and just murder all the things. So we're getting the higher level stuff there, but it's an inherent problem with the game. So we'll see. Maybe they'll shock me again. I say this a lot. Maybe they'll shock me with it, but inherently I'm like, no, fuck off. Hey, Otterpops, how you doing, bud?
Hey ho.
But yeah, Star Wars Galaxy definitely had the same problem. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not super up on hearing about that game. I think it's a blatant cash grab. A little disappointed in the company. May not be their choice. Not gonna blame the individuals for it. I'll blame the company as a anthropomorphic whole and be like, shame on you, shame upon your company, shame upon your cow.
Shame.
So
Shame. Ring the bell.
that's that. So I mean, I do like that they're looking at stuff. I just hate the cash grab of it because I mean, even if you look at fucking GW right now, all their other games have models that are usable in their main game.
It's true.
So I think that's the only big news of the gaming wise that came out that I remember. Penetrated my brain with work as it is. So on to after healthcare.
Sorry.
Yeah, the props GW mad, but I mean they're the big dog, and if they're doing things in a less shitty manner than other companies, then you need to look at what you're doing. Like, if you're looking at GW going like, hey, look, they're less shitty than us, you probably have fucked up serious. Because let's be honest, GW stuff is expensive as fuck.
No, it's not. Someone told me that it was one of the most reasonably priced miniature games this last weekend.
Cool. How long did you laugh at them after that? Oh, you were. I really couldn't. Next time, call me up and I'll laugh at them for like a half an hour on the phone.
Yeah,
Because that's so much trouble. Not that they're not necessarily good models. They definitely make the best models. But you pay for them.
Yeah.
A lot. So, after con self-care. Gonzo, I hear you may have been at a con last weekend.
No, yes, I was. And so I went to Warfare Weekend, and, for the most part, like I said, everything was really good at Warfare Weekend. We had a high attendance. We broke a record. Had a lot of people, a lot of cool vendors. We had 16 vendors. It was a good turnout, and a lot of good things happened. But as I'm going home, I'm like, we always do what to do when you're at the con, what to do, before the con, but we never do what to do after the con. And I'm like, that's still very important because your body, whether you like it or not, has just been around 300-400 plus people, depending on what con you go to. Or more. Like, you go to Gen Con, you're thousands.
Yeah.
Type thing. And when you get back, whether you like it or not, you're going to be exhausted. Unless all you did was sit in your hotel room the whole time and really you didn't go to the con.
At the hotel room, yeah.
Yeah. So, one of the things that I was talking about is the first thing you need to do is, after you've got in the house, you've unpacked and everything, take some vitamins. You're going to most likely get sick just from being around people. And I'm not talking that, you're going to catch some deadly disease type thing, but you should boost your immune system right away.
Yep.
Because
honestly, you should be taking vitamins all the time, but definitely be looking at afterwards. If you feel something coming on, that emergency or just drinking too much orange juice does help somewhat. Not like miracle cure, but it will help.
It will give you a boost. Take you some zinc, some orange juice, some vitamin C, some vitamin D, all that good stuff you should take. And then just sit the fuck down.
Get some rest.
Yes.
Like, however you want to do it, chill a bit. Also, eating habits. Your eating habits at a con went to shit. Don't argue with me. You know it's true.
Yeah. Everybody knows it's true.
Except for a handful of people who are amazing. But for the rest of us, our eating habits went to shit. Go home, eat, get on a regular, try to get back to a regular food intake.
I was going to say feeding
regular
cycle.
timing for your meals. That helps a lot with your body, especially as you get older. Eat better stuff. You had your weekend of Trash Panda. Now it's time to go back to regular.
Yeah. Definitely start eating a little bit healthier.
Yeah, I know at the con you had dark circles around you, dark circles around your eyes, and ate garbage, but you're not a raccoon anymore. It's time to fucking just.
Which I don't know if you saw. We did have a Trash Panda at Warfare Weekend.
Great.
The Privateer Press guys came in and they sent me a picture, and there was a raccoon in the trash can right outside the hotel.
They get bold. They ain't afraid of people no more.
They don't give no shits. And it was
honestly,
just funny.
I had one outside my last workplace. I was walking out late at night, and he was digging in a trash can. He popped up, and I'm like, oh, I feel like this motherfucker's going to shank me. But we stared each other down. I gave him a wide berth. As soon as I was walking away, he's like, he's not fucking with me. I'm going back to the trash. I'm like, you're welcome to the trash, fucker. I don't care.
Yeah. It was just funny because it was a running meme joke at the convention. Hey, are you lost and need to find the vendor hall? Well, let me get out of the trash can and help you,
Gonzo, you worry me the way. I know what you're doing with the knife, but, you can do that with a file as well and less likely to fucking cut yourself.
Yeah, this one's pretty dull.
You say that until you cut yourself.
Until I cut myself.
Yeah.
But
Legion, I did not give him the bro nod. I was more focusing on, do I need to pull out my knife kill him, throw him in the back of the car so I can find out if I need to get fucking shots or not. Because if he came at me, I knew how it was going to end. I was just pretty certain he was going to bite me and I was going to have to go get some fucking shots. Hey, there's a tip for y'all. When the fucking wild animal bites you, if you can fucking grab the corpse, take it with you so they can see if you need shots or not. Because if you don't, they're just going to give you shots. And those things suck, let me let you know. Wrong type of shots, Legionnaires, but I like where your head's at.
But, I mean, that was the thing that I noticed. I mean, I am getting older, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I took the day off after the convention, and I'm still pretty freaking tired.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good note. Like, I've seen people come back from conventions and go work the next day. I'm like, more power to you, dude. But if you got the time, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Take a day for yourself and rest. Get your shit together.
I mean, like, I had to do a bunch of paperwork, of course, for the convention and get artist
well, I
pay.
mean, yours is different, too, because you're running the convention, not just going to the convention.
Correct.
So,
and
that last time I was at a con, they had been doing more healthy options, but all the junk food is tons cheaper. Yes.
Yeah.
That's America. All the junk food is tons cheaper than eating healthy, unfortunately.
Yeah. Whether we like it or not.
Yeah, but I mean, you can do that. I mean, that's also like a during con thing. If you're thinking about it food-wise, eat some healthy meals once in a while. Don't eat crap.
And take some healthy snacks, too. There are plenty decent healthy snacks out there.
Granola bars. They fill you up. They're pretty decent for you. Especially if you get the not super, like, just get whatever you eat normally, too. Like, if you normally eat a certain type of bar, you can take that to you with the con to you, and it'll help. It also keeps your body more regular. You're not just suddenly all the new things.
All the new things.
Yeah, because that's sort of the body. Like, people forget about that kind of thing, especially as you get older and into your, your body gets into its groove. Like, it expects certain things to eat, and you can eat certain things, and it's fine. But you just changed all that, so go back to what you normally do.
Yeah.
But definitely time off if you can do it. You want to do it. Also, here's the big one that people forget. You just spent an entire weekend playing games. Play something else. Like, if you just went through, like, the last chance qualifier and everything, and you played all the War Machine in the universe, put it aside, give yourself a little bit, especially because you were probably planning and testing going up to that. Put it aside, give yourself a break.
Take a breather.
Play some video games, play something else, play some board games. Just try, as I said, play other games you normally don't play and try other games. Get your group together, do some different stuff. Maybe it's a good time to switch over to a different game for a bit.
Which, I totally forgot that, the new God of War came out, and I was like, oh, I need to go pick that up. That'll give my brain a little bit of change and rest, because I'm still like,
Yep.
You're still on the high, and there is a high from coming from a con at times about models and stuff. And you're just like, oh, I want to do all this stuff and build all these lists and do all these things, and you're just like, just take a quick break. You'll thank yourself after a while.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you want to take a break. And honestly, some people schedule their gaming on it, like Marshall and one of our other buddies. They're part of a team that goes to Adepticon every year and plays the 40K team tournament.
Oh, my God.
So they're getting ready for that. So they're painting stuff and getting ready for that. So they'll do a bunch of 40K, and then it'll end, and they'll put it aside for a while. They don't even talk about 40K much for a bit. They'll do a bunch of other games and all, and that's a good way to do it. Especially if you're doing that year after year, you want to have a little bit of schedule change here or there. Also, it's like sometimes at the con. I know we were talking after con, but at the con, you can play some different games there too.
Oh yeah, there are plenty of people.
If you just bought a bunch of new games for new stuff, take a look at it. Let yourself enjoy it. Don't jump right in full in, but just let yourself enjoy it. You got yourself a new game book. Enjoy it, go through it slowly. Try and just savor it a bit. Don't just jump all in willy-nilly. You just got back from a con. You just did all the, front-loaded boom, 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 game. Now calm down and read the stuff, chill, look at it.
Yeah, I just recently bought the Dragon Prince RPG, and so that was after I finally got the chance to sit down, I started reading that because I've been dying to see the rules because it's based on the Cortex system, which I don't know. But I was interested, and of course I'm a huge... Do what?
I've heard of it, but I haven't actually seen it.
Yeah, I've heard of it too, just never, did anything with it. And so I was like, ooh, this looks like it would be fun. And I just sat down and started reading it. I'm like, I have to force myself to slow down.
Yes. Yeah. We all get into this. Oh, I want to go, 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 go. That's some points you got to slow down and just take it slower. Pop says cons are a great way to get into new games, and most of the gyms made one-shot adventures so you can just jump in and play for a session. Absolutely. I know you had a moderate amount of role playing, so maybe lower amount of role playing there.
We do have, but we have recently taken someone onto our team, Erica, which ran Tarplay. She actually ran our Mork Borg this weekend. And so she is also a yoga instructor and will be offering yoga classes and meditation classes at the convention for people that need it, and stretching classes and stuff like that. But she is going to be in charge of the role play to get more role playing games there, which we want more.
Huh?
And I'm like, all for it. And she's already jumped in full steam ahead and has already talked to a bunch of people and trying to work out deals for next year to get more games of role playing out there, which I want that more because we have a lot of space for it. I mean, we have 4 huge, big round tables, and I'm like, those are perfect to run 2-hour game sessions.
Yeah, I remember when it was Warfare Weekend, I went and they had games going on.
Yeah,
you remember Metal John left me hanging and went and did that. It's called Warfare Weekend, Otter Pops. It used to be War Machine Weekend, but they changed the name because it's not just
War Machine.
Anymore. Of course, honestly, it never really was after a certain point, but much more indicative. Website up? I'm sure your website's up, Gonzo.
Oh, yeah. Website is up. Warfare, WARFAIRE.
Captain Mizzy's on top of it.
Got it.
In the chat room. Come on. That's why you got Captain Mizzy around.
Yeah,
not just because she's a pirate and she's awesome. Because she's a pirate, she's awesome.
She also did all of our social media this weekend, so if you saw any social media on our Facebook page, that was 99.9% all her.
Yeah, if it wasn't a hobby streak from John, it was her. That's sort of how that goes. Yeah, it's Banian. Hopefully no second heart attack, and you can go. I kind of want to go, but we'll have to see what plans look like. I mean, no plans for contact with my work. So there's a lot of little things you can do, but doing that, you also need to start thinking about, thoughts about the next one.
Yeah, and
I mean, I know it's holiday season, so you don't want to hear that, but you should be going like, all right, when do I feel like I would be better, good enough to go to another con? Because if you're really like, Gonzo here, Gonzo wouldn't want to go to another con till like January, February, because he's, obviously a little rough from running it. But if you're like rip roaring raring to go, you might be able to go a little quicker. But you gotta reflect, and self-reflection is difficult, I know. But you gotta sit there and make a no bullshit like, nah, I couldn't go to one if one popped up in December. Like there's one in December near me, I'm not going to because it's mostly 40K. But
like someone asked if I would go to, I guess PAX Unplugged is happening in December, and I'm like, oh, it's just one, it's PAX Unplugged. 2, it's really, really close. It's only like 2 weeks away. I'm like, no, I can't go to that.
Oh, I thought you meant close and for a distance. Where is it located?
No, it's up in the New England area.
I thought so.
I mean, so it's not close.
Survey says Pennsylvania Convention Center.
Because I know that the Tried and True people are running the War Machine event up there, and they had asked for doing a qualifier, and I'm like, well, should have asked before this, because
it's really not that far away.
Yeah, for you it's not. For me it is.
I mean, for me.
Yeah, you solid. You could go.
I know I couldn't, but my big problem is still the
work.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it's 3 days. I can't get a day off. So I'd only have Saturday and Sunday. Not really worth it.
But
plus, honestly, holiday season's terrible for this kind of thing because money is a thing that exists.
No, we live in a society that doesn't value money.
I mean, are you Bizarro, Gonzo? Because that's an opposite statement.
But
Yeah, what's money exactly? But but that's the kind of thing. Like if you saw that there, like if I just gone to work for a weekend, I'd be like, okay, December, with 10th through 12th, can I make that? That's pretty close. That'd be rough.
yeah, that is
That'd be a
very
little
rough.
rough, because honestly, you got to think about that too. You just spent a bunch of money. I mean, you can say you went to a con and spent a bunch of money, in which case either I'm very impressed with your self-restraint or you're super poor.
But I mean, even
Oh.
that, you still have to think about hotel costs, food costs, all of that stuff. So it's not just what you spent at the convention. I mean, luckily ours is much cheaper than anything else around,
Hmm.
but still, it's still a lot of money, whether we like it or not. I had someone come to me that usually goes to Gen Con every year, and they're like, I'm going to drop Gen Con for this all the time now because what I spend at Gen Con one day, I could spend the entire weekend here. And I'm like, cool,
I,
thanks.
I feel like Gen Con should be like that special,
Yeah,
that special, I want to go to Gen Con, this just because it's cool once in a while. Like every
correct.
year seems crazy. And I think that's sort of where you get into the problem where like the VIGs and stuff, they just give them to the same people again and again. Like, well, they're going every year, but you're not getting that. But they're big enough they don't need to worry about getting more people in.
No, they'll always be making money and getting money and being rich.
Yeah. But yeah,
But
scheduling your next con and knowing when you can do it is important. You
yeah,
know, budgeting. You go like, okay, I'm going to Warfare Weekend next year. Well, you should start budgeting for that now. The sooner you start budgeting, the better off you'll be when that time comes. You'll know what you can do in the meantime. Just saying.
just saying. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the next con I'm going to is probably John Con, but that's not a big con. I think I can do that one on the cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm budgeting and getting ready for Adepticon. I already got my hotel
Hmm.
room, but that's my next convention that I'm going to.
Yeah, it's a good enough distance away. You got time to budget for it. You got your hotel room. You can plan.
And I got the hotel room in the convention center this year. Woohoo!
Oh, I kind of want to go to Adepticon, but I'm thinking that might be too soon. I mean, like, I think from a work training standpoint, I could have another person in and trained by then, but the
You'll do it.
reality is, will I have time too?
I'm sure Banion's going to go this next year. I'm sure.
Oh, he may not. I mean, he had a bad experience.
That was not Adepticon's fault, though.
Prove it.
His back and stuff was hurting before the convention.
Which wasn't even his back, remember?
His heart that he thought was his back.
Yes. So, but like I said, he had a bad experience. Never know. I don't know what he's planning on doing. He's his own dude. Uh,
But
so yeah,
that is,
Legion City can only make one con, which is unfortunate. But I understand you got a lot of other duties going around now and what you're doing.
but I mean that's my thing is I know like some people that's their life is going to cons
Yeah,
and they
more
have the
power to
money to
him.
go to cons. More power to them. I'm like,
Also, it's one of those things. To talk about the recovery time. The more you go, the less recovery time you need because your body's used to what you're putting it through.
yeah,
I mean, I joke about that, but having just spent the day moving heavy objects for my mom, like I ain't in shape for that kind of shit because I don't do it often. It's like for everything. He's got to be ready.
but definitely take care of yourself once you get done. Take a day
Yes.
off if you can. If you can't, just try to be as chill as possible. Calm your brain down because social overload is a thing.
Yes. I
Very
mean,
much.
to some people, not everybody.
Correct. But I mean, you getting, you're used to socializing and talking to people for 3, 4 days straight
Yeah.
and nonstop at some point. Make sure you chill out for a minute, take some time to yourself,
Yeah,
you
and, and
know.
and reach out to all those people you met where you exchanged information and because if you don't, you're gonna forget and it's gonna go on and then you're like, oh, I meant to reach out to this dude I had great fun with. Like, reach out to them right away.
Yeah, get that Facebook like and follow each other, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're on the Twitters while it's still going,
Twitter is such a wonderful social media
it's no,
platform.
dude, it's a great and amazing thing right now. Crazy, but great and amazing. I mean, that's where the Otter Pops. We talk to each other on Twitter all the time, actually. But no, yeah, network with those people. If you have a bunch of list of games you're looking at, start looking at them, but do it slowly. You don't need to go all in, but you should start. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Mastodon. A little too heavy for me.
Do what?
That was a joke
I didn't hear the
because
joke.
Mastodon's a band. So I
Oh,
said they're a little too heavy for me. Not really my thing, but they're also the new theoretical social media. But it's not. Trust me, it's not.
I have no clue what you're talking about. I'm old.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, so look at all that new stuff. If you got all that list of things you want to look at them, start planning that stuff out. Because otherwise you forget. There's a bunch of stuff I went to cons like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get back, I'm gonna look at that stuff, and then I just fucking got busy and didn't, and then sometimes you regret it. Like I remember going to cons when I was a kid. You go and you get a bunch of things, you get things set up, and you're like, oh cool, I'm gonna go order that mech magazine, or I'm gonna go order the Kage, fucking magazine. You get that stuff together because you have time when you're a kid. When you're an adult, sometimes you forget all that extra stuff. You get so busy. Take the time if you can to slow it down and go over and get the rest. Make the most out of what time you had there. Like I said, we talked about. We said your networking with people, companies you want to look into, that kind of thing. Maybe even games you wanted to look at, or armies for games you wanted to look at. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes someone's like, "Oh, look, I saw this cool army. I want to recreate it." Go spend some time doing that now. If you got a bunch of pictures, go through your pictures. Live in your memories. Make the most out of your con afterwards. You can make more out of a con afterwards.
Oh yeah.
For any event. Like when I went to Elton John, I spent time afterwards going through the couple pictures I did and just savoring a little more of it. That way you can enjoy that moment a little more even after it's passed. If you're like me, go back and look at how you did in the games and beat yourself up over those little mistakes you realize now in hindsight 2020. Get it out of your system. Otherwise, you'll be thinking about it 5 years later. Like John.
Don't be so harsh on yourself. It's a
I,
game.
yep, exactly. But if you go over that stuff closer to it, you'll have better memory of the event. So if there's something to learn from it, you will learn better from it. So I was thinking, some of us if you don't take notes of the game, which is fine, having the memory more fresh when you think about stuff. If you're going to move on to a different army or game, have a final with that army. Go like, okay, I played this army through the whole thing. What were my thoughts? Get your thoughts together, maybe make some tweaks in the army, then put it away if you're going to put it away. Or then get your tweaks ready so that you can try it again fresh. Try not to go too far into it, but you do want to sort of strike while the iron is hot to a bit. So.
Also, try out that new game with your friends that you bought that you thought was cool, and
Yes.
you can hang out with it and take
Yes,
your time with it.
enjoy your new stuff.
Enjoy your new toys. Like I have a shit ton of Warcaster models to put together, and I'm itching to put them together. But I'm like, I'm gonna take my time. I'm not gonna rush through it,
Mm-hmm.
because this is some really cool stuff that I did, and made the army on the War Dice podcast that I'm with, and I'm like, this is the first time I've ever built a list that I don't play because for the podcast, and built a list, and I was like, damn, this seems like a shit ton of fun to play. I don't know if it's going to do well. I don't care if it's going to do well, but this is some cool shit.
I mean, you're speaking my language. Looks like it's going to be a hoot.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
Yeah.
It's a hoot.
Now, do I know if it's OP? I don't know. People said it sounded OP whenever I built it, and I had no fucking clue. But
About that so much. I mean, if you make a fun list and it happens to be OP, you know what I call that? The fucking promised land.
bonus.
People will be okay. And Kevin says, like that Chibi game from Midnight Heroes. Yeah, spend some time looking at your Chibi game. Go through some old stuff. Like if you're going to get ready to paint your Chibi models, go back to our old podcast on Chibi models or other things on YouTube, how to paint Chibi models, and get some of that going.
Yeah, because I do have a couple of
For me, your thoughts. It's easy to come out of the con and just be rah rah. It's so hard to stop and take your time and enjoy the stuff and get yourself ready afterwards. You spend all this money and everything on the con. Let's get everything together. Slot bases. This like fucking 2000 and shit.
Oh, I know. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Slot bases. I don't have the words.
I mean, I don't have to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to slot it. Look, I slotted. Dun, 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 dun. Slot a base.
See, everything I say is going to come out like me calling you a slut, so I'm going to pass.
No, that's the reason why I kept on doing it.
No, you know what? I have no questions for the witness, Your Honor.
But I mean, it was very interesting because I know a lot of people that have to drive to conventions don't get to fly, type thing, and that's also a good way to reminisce on the way home and talk to your friends. Like, oh man, this was really good. Next year I want to do X, Y, Z, or I'd like to do whatever and do something else and talk about what was good, what was bad. Because I mean, not every con's going to have a good thing, but it's. You're going to want to talk it out, whether you like it or not.
But also, that extra day off after that is much more important if you're driving.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you're not, if it's more than, say, 2 hours, you might need that. If it's more than 5, you're definitely going to need it, no matter what you say. When we went back from War Machine Weekend, the year that me and Not Brushhead Dave went, I had the next day off. I had that Tuesday off. We drove Monday, obviously, because it was a long enough distance. But that I had that Tuesday also off, and he was jealous because he was fucking exhausted and he dropped me off. So, I mean, I had a day to just chill and not do anything, and he had to go to work. So keep that shit in mind. That's sort of pre-planning, but note that stuff. That's good self-care after the con.
Yes.
Just making sure you have that day off. Especially, if you're driving too far. Let's be honest. Baltimore to fucking St. Louis is a hell of a drive.
How long is it?
I mean, pretty long.
Yeah, I have about
I don't remember. I got
5.5 hour drive.
Dave wanted to drive the whole way himself, so he drove the whole way. I sat in the passenger seat, which is weird because I'm actually better at driving the long distances. But hey, who knows? He made his choice. But yeah, if you plan it well, you can lessen the impact upon your body and psyche afterwards.
Especially your psyche, because there's a lot of people that
I mean,
that much social energy can be a drain.
Yeah, you can't dismiss it. Some people dismiss oh, my body will be fine, so my mind. No. Don't just assume. Get some chill time. I mean, sometimes you just need to be I have talked to people for 3 days straight. Fuck off, everyone.
Yeah. Social media, go to hell.
Yeah. Or maybe that's what you need to catch up on also. Maybe you were at the con. You didn't even worry about social media the whole time. But you want to catch up with all those people you talked to. A lot of things. This is probably something that you could plan beforehand, but afterwards you need to start thinking about all that stuff. What's all the stuff I normally do in my day-to-day routine that I did not do? Get ready and think about all that stuff so you can get back to quote-unquote normal. Life goes on, even after a con.
So the army I'm putting together, by the way, is the Artinios it's called AC, and I can't remember the full name of it. But they're archaeologists. Violent archaeologists.
Violent archaeologists.
Yeah.
So you mean they're tomb robbers?
Pretty much.
Okay.
But they have really cool looking models.
Look, as long as you like it, it's all good, right?
It's all cool.
It's the harsh truth of that, right? Doesn't matter if someone else likes the models. If you like the models, fucking A. It's all good, man.
Yeah, I really like these models. They're really cool looking. Plus, they have the one vehicle that has a scythe blade on the side that, when it flies over things, it hits everybody. Oh no, I'm not fucking putting that thing together. So I can see if there's anything small that I could... Nope, that's a bunch of troops.
Legionnaires notes that he's a violent archaeologist and he looks nothing like that.
Get you a trench coat, paint it black, put some cyberpunk stuff on it. You'll be good to go.
Or just buy a black trench coat. I think painting a trench coat's a terrible idea, but that's just me.
I think I'm going to just end right there.
Yeah,
I don't want to get started on. There's a couple of small things, but I don't want to get started on those.
no, that's fair. Absolutely fair.
I'm going to switch over. Wah, paint cam. Oh, my legs are sore.
Actually, that's the part of me that's not sore. But again, I mentioned that my legs are huge, so I mean, they don't generally get sore. I don't get that kind of workout from them still, even out of shape as I am. That's a little too extreme.
The extreme close-up by Gonzo.
I mean, extreme eye close-up is not my favorite. Here to tell you.
It's that. Ah.
I'm kind of squeamish on eyes.
You know, I'm going to go and put it over on the not the media section time. We got about 7 minutes, but I didn't want to get started on any other models.
It could be. We can talk about some other stuff. I mean, I've been listening to other music and stuff. I actually bought a CD from one of the guys who did music for Robotech. I've been meaning to for years. Just finally looked through my bookmarks, like, oh shit, yeah, I could buy that now. So I went and bought it.
You know, the one thing that we should have talked about is when you get home, take care of your feet and take a rest. And if you can soak or whatever, take care of your muscles. Because I would tell you, it was really, really good to sit down and not have to be on my feet. Because for people who don't know, are not attached to my social media account, I did 68,000 steps over 4 days. And I was like, yeah, when I got home, I went and definitely sit and soak my feet. Oh yeah, our branded T-shirt. This was this year's T-shirt.
Oh, cool.
House Dragon, because House Dragon won last year, and House Merc won this year. So House Merc will be on all the T-shirts and dice and everything we brand next year. So
Awesome sauce.
They kind of ran away with it this year, but that's just kind of how it is. So we'll have to let that fly. Other than that, really take care of yourself. You'd be real surprised how quickly your body was like, fuck, you did what? And now I have to do what again?
I would state that it's probably better to take care of yourself as you go, but we all know that doesn't always happen. So be ready to take care of yourself when you get home.
Yes. Make sure you take care of yourself. It is too many things.
Yes.
What else? I think that pretty much covers.
Yeah, I think we rambled on about that for long enough.
Yeah, I think that pretty much covered it. But do take care of yourself. But take care of your your friends too. Make sure that if you see somebody, drinking too much.
Yes. Yes, don't let the Michael Chili Winters it.
Yeah.
I love Chili. Great dude. But when he shows up at a con and you're like, hey, Chili, you coming to dinner later? Like, yeah, sure, guys. And then by the time dinner comes around, they're wheeling him back to his room on a fucking luggage cart because he's fucking drunk. And it was only 2 hours.
Yeah.
That person might need an intervention.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Also, if you see that someone is drinking too much, say something.
Yeah.
Because drinking is a very big thing at conventions and can be taken the wrong way and done the wrong way, too.
Yep.
You need to look out for each other no matter what.
Yeah.
Also, make sure you bring, like food that is appropriate for people that might be diabetic.
Or if you're diabetic, make sure you have food available that's good for you.
Correct.
That's sort of pre-planning, but that's the kind of thing you don't think about till afterwards.
Yes. That was one of the things I always do now because I had a friend that he was like, man, I don't feel very good. Are you diabetic? Yeah. What's your blood sugar? Okay, let's get you some food. Take that break.
Yeah.
So, other than that,
oh, and if you're feeling unwell, ask people for help.
100%.
Like they'll grab someone from the con, someone from the con to help you out. Just ask. I know we're all trying to be self-sufficient. We're okay. No, just ask for help.
Well, I mean, so I don't know the individual, but one of the people came up and says, I got a guy that's saying he's having like he's got numbness and he's having heart problems. I might call 911. I mean,
Well, no,
type
going to the
thing.
con staff is good because
Yeah.
at certain conventions they have certain protocols. For example, I worked a bunch of conventions for one of my clients, and in the Las Vegas Convention Center, you do not call 911. You call them. They have their own team to respond.
Oh yeah. We're a much smaller con type thing.
But I'm
Yeah.
just saying,
Yeah.
like the venue made those, so just be careful of that. Hey, Hale Boop, how's it going?
Hey, hell, boop. Yeah. I mean, for us, you just need to call 911, and then we started going to him and it says
True,
we went
but
back there. He's
going
like,
to the staff. That's why I say go to the staff first, because if you call 911 at those, it's going to cause confusion. So
yeah.
going to the staff is never the wrong first call.
Correct. But then they were like, so I got up, we went and talked to him. And he's like, trying to figure out what's going on. And eventually, pretty much what it was is he was having a mild panic attack. And I'm like, okay, we can,
Mm-hmm.
that's something that's not worried about. We can
Yeah.
I can take care of that. And eventually he got chilled out and, was just going in. It's like, all right. But, and you don't have to find an actual con person per se. If you got hotel staff,
Yeah, hotel staff,
yeah,
con staff. Go to people at the doors. People checking badges at doors. Fucking shit.
Yeah.
Those people know exactly what you should do in every circumstance.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're usually some of the nicest people out there.
but if you suspect a heart attack, don't wait.
Yeah. No,
Exactly.
or know the venue. Just know what the venue is. They should tell you that, but they don't always. But I just say it because, again, Las Vegas Convention Center was one way. Nashville was the other way. Nashville, you would just call 911. Vegas, they're like, no, don't. We're going to take care of it. We've got our own,
Emergency staff on
everything to do that. Like, holy shit. Actually, in front of Vegas, they had like a auto doc. Like you go in and like put your credit card in, like a doctor there, like on call to like video, go, okay, oh, you're only having a panic attack, whatever, and take care of it. It was crazy. So
Let's go to the
Media
media section, guys. Just please take care of yourself before and
Yeah.
after and during.
Yeah.
The best way to put it. Media section. We are over there now. I already moved us over there.
you did. We've been there for a bit.
I really don't have a lot. I caught up on a lot of shows. Is what I did this week because I was gone Wednesday to Monday technically, so I just caught up on my shows. So I have some stuff to talk about, just not like my normal.
Yeah, I have a movie I watched. That's a movie I've watched multiple times, and then I mentioned earlier I started a series. But I'm going to start with the movie I watched because I want Gonzo to anticipation to grow. What could John possibly have watched? What series did he start?
What? Yeah.
Movie wise, I told you I watched The Crow again. I try to watch it every Halloween. Kind of missed it because Halloween was busy, and so I watched it last night. Now I'm going to say it's quote unquote, as far as movie goes. I don't want to call it a perfect movie because you could make the graphics better. They don't hold up super well.
Yeah.
But story-wise, it's still super cool. It is the epitome of a three-act structure where, the hero does a thing, gets in trouble, does the thing he intended to do, then the third act has to do the thing they didn't know they had to do. Casting is great in it. They've got a lot of good actors in good roles. Unfortunately, the elephant in the room is, unfortunately, Brandon Lee Pash, which is like probably the one that hit me the hardest just because I was a big fan of his work as he was starting to come up, and super sad, but still an enjoyable movie. I know Gonzo said there were sequels. I haven't watched sequels. I have fucking standards.
They're doing a reboot.
They're doing a reboot. We'll see. I mean, there's room for it. I don't know how you make it better without making it. It's pretty dark. You don't watch this movie if you're depressed.
No.
Like, it doesn't end dark, but it's dark content throughout it. But it's not like super duper graphic or anything. I think it hits everything at the right note overall. You get a little down, but then it brings you up. There's a lot of positivity in it, even if it's dark. It's a great sort of like, I don't want to, Banyan called it anti-hero, maybe anti-hero-ish, but really just darker hero of, basically the Crow killing everybody. So the whole idea is that on Halloween, Devil's Night, the night before Halloween, the city's had a big thing of people setting fire and stuff, a whole anarchy thing beforehand. And Eric Draven, the main character, gets thrown out of a window and killed, and his fiance gets raped and killed, which is fucking terrible. And he comes back a year later to exact revenge, and boy does he! Boy does he! And like I said, it's a hoot. It's very much comic book movie. You know, it's not trying to be super serious or anything. It's got decent humor in it. Ernie Hudson's great in it. He plays a cop who he deals with. It's just got good cast. It's an enjoyable movie to watch, like from a craft standpoint. It's pretty. Some of the effects don't hold up, like I said, but what do you want from a movie that's again 30 years old?
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it would be about 30 years old.
About 30 years old. Could be 31. It's older.
Very much an older show.
Yeah, but I enjoy it. Based off a comic series, you want to pick it up? James O'Barr did the Crow series. I haven't read it. I feel like the movie covered it all. It's not one I rewatch a lot, but I try to watch it just about every Halloween. It's my Halloween movie, if you will.
When I first originally saw it, I was like, this is really cool. And then I was like, okay, and it came out again, and I watched it again. I was like, man, this is even better. There's like a couple of parts that are a little slow for me, but
the content holds up, but it's just the graphics don't all hold up. Because, I mean, 92, come on.
Yeah. I mean, but it's a good story. It's good characters. It's good action. It's got great fight scenes and everything. And some of the lines that he says in there when he's like fighting or having to hide or whatever is just classic. Yes. I really like it.
The villain, I don't remember the name of the villain's name, but he's great. You'll recognize him. He's got that voice.
Yeah.
It is a bit creepy and weird, but I think it gives a good Halloween sort of vibe. So I love the crap out of it. I'm going to give it 0 space herpes. I mean, even though you probably should give it 1 for the graphics, but I don't fucking care. 0.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. In my opinion, at the time, the graphics were good. Now you're like,
yeah, we start putting watch it in Blu-ray. You're like, oh, you can kind of like, because there are certain movies that they just didn't update the graphics for Blu-ray. So when you watch it in Blu-ray, it fucking stands the fuck out.
Yeah. You're like, oh.
But no, I enjoy the crap out of that movie. It's super good.
Yeah. So this week, one of my favorite cartoons is on Netflix. The Dragon Prince came out, which I love the series. It's very good, very wholesome, really cool world. Got a lot of really good things. And it's been like 2 years or so since it came out. COVID, of course, fucked up schedules of everything. Even though it is a cartoon, can be worked on, but still. They did, over the COVID break, get renewed for the entire series, which I thought was amazing. That means we get, the entire story. And we're going to get everything, which I'm happy for. Mm-hmm. And they're like, the show's only like 25 minutes long, 25, 30 minutes long. So it's an easy binge, per se. Because you can watch it and while you eat breakfast and then come back, watch 2 episodes, and you're not feeling like you're binging an hour show, type thing. But this season, for the most part, it was good. They redid the animation a bit, and this is a 2-year jump in time. So your mind of who the characters are, they did change the way they look, and of course characters grew up a little bit. So it took a little bit to get my brain going, oh yeah, that's that character, that that type of thing. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was good fun. I like the story. I like the characters. I like all that. It's always been great. Can't wait to see more. I hope we get it quicker than 2 years. I'm pretty sure it'll be next year when we get the next season. That we're getting back in that scale of things.
Yeah.
And stuff. But the animation kind of threw me off because it was a little bit different animation style, and the facial expressions weren't as good as the last time, last season. And some people have already addressed that it, like, hey, it just didn't look as tight, type thing. And they're like, okay, we'll work on that. I'm like, okay, cool. But I love the characters, love the story, love everything about it. I give it like 1.5, just because it was a little bit off. But it was still good and enjoyable. No problem whatsoever. John?
All right, well, I got nothing else to pad with. So I started a TV show since our last a streaming show since our last podcast.
Uh-huh.
I started watching Daredevil season 1.
Oh.
I didn't have Netflix when it came out, so I kind of got behind. When you get behind, sometimes it's hard to realize you can catch up.
Yep.
So I started it. I'd love to give you initial thoughts, but I also finished it in that time. So I watched the entirety of season 1 of Daredevil.
Gotcha.
I enjoyed the crap out of it. It is very good.
Very good.
Feels very true to the comic. Though I was absolutely fucking shocked. And spoilers for Daredevil season 1, which is years old at this point. Don't fucking at me. I was shocked when they killed Ben Urich because he's a longtime Daredevil staple.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I know of Daredevil. I don't know the continuity and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, having Kingpin kill him was a shock to me. I'm not like super into Daredevil, but I know Ben Urich was like the big thing for a while. He was with him for a while, so it was surprising. But also when Karen killed fucking Wesley, you're like, oh shit. The fuck? But no, I enjoyed the crap out of it. Vincent D'Onofrio was great in it.
He's amazing, Kingpin.
He's very good in Kingpin. I think I like. He's a very different, a decent take on him.
Yeah, I like him.
We've
as
only
an
had
actor.
3 takes. I mean, as far as takes go, sure, he's the best take. But I mean, the other take was John Rice Davies in the Trial of the Incredible Hulk, or you get what's his name, who passed from the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, which I don't hate. It's not as good by any stretch, but I don't hate that Daredevil movie. But it was super good. The action was good. It was a little much at points where you're like, Jesus, you're getting stabbed and punched and everything. Someone's going to figure out just from the quantity of wounds you have, fucker, that you were Daredevil.
Michael Clark Duncan, by the way.
Michael Clark, that's it, yes.
Which was an amazing actor, too.
Yes. But, I think all 3 takes were good. I mean, even John Rice Davies was fine for the time and what they were doing with that. But, no, I like it. The action was good. The story was really good. It's a good series.
I loved it. When it came out, I was like, shit, yeah, this is how you need to do a superhero TV show.
It's a little dark at points, but it fits what they're going for because Daredevil is basically just blind Batman.
What?
But not
No.
Yes.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will follow it up by watching Jessica Jones. I'm going to go in whatever order they need to. I know Jessica Jones season 1 is supposed to be next. I'm a little concerned because some of the undertones my ex-roommate Creekins, she thought that was a little unnecessary, but we'll see if I can get through it.
I never finished season 2 of Jessica Jones.
We'll see what I can do. I'm trying to get into more watching stuff and less just playing video games all night. But as for rating, Daredevil, obviously 0. I don't think I could give it anything higher than that because it was... I cannot think of many things to change. Almost nothing.
Yeah, it was very solid when it came out. It was a big shocker how well it was.
Especially because it's also a self-contained story.
Yeah,
they started their story in that. Like you can tell, they weren't sure they were going to get another season.
Banyan, I do not know what that is.
There you go.
Before
Daredevil. This just in. It's good.
Banyan, I do not know. Very funny anime. What's it on?
There you go.
What network?
And honestly, it's a lot easier to watch Daredevil and all now since they're on Disney Plus, which I can get on my computer. Netflix I can only see downstairs, which is why I haven't finished The Witcher, though. Witcher Season 1 is on my list to finish. I want to finish Warrior, get to finish Trigun, and then I can start looking at other stuff, maybe.
What else did I watch this week? I caught up on a couple of my shows. I'm still trying to catch up. I did start... Titans started back on HBO Max. And I started watching it, and it's okay. It's decent. It's not great, but it's better than most stuff on TV, so I'm okay with it. I'm happy with it.
I was out before I saw an episode. When you have Dove killing people, I'm like, out! Because that's fucking off.
Yeah.
Not even close. Good job. So, I hear it's decent, but, again, I'll probably never get there. There's so much other things to watch. Yeah. So much shit. I mean, who's going to waste their time with DC?
True. But
Well, we can talk about that too when you get done. Well, let's talk about that news after you get done talking about it.
well, because I was leading up to this, so Titan new season is out, and so we got like 3 or so episodes in, so I'm watching that, and it's been okay so far, nothing really bad, but they started showing previews and trailers and getting ready, saying, "Hey, Doom Patrol's coming out," and I like Doom Patrol because Doom Patrol is crazy stupid,
I hear good things about Doom Patrol.
yeah. I'm ready for Doom Patrol because it's that quirky, weird shit I like, and I can handle it. But
Well,
so I'm okay with that right now. So I'm all right. And there's not much of my shows coming out. Like a lot of shows just ended. The season ended. So I'm like, okay,
I know Andor's almost over, season 1.
correct. But before we go to Andor, let's talk about the DC
Well,
thing.
we can't talk about Andor. I'm not caught up.
Oh, you're not caught up. Oh, that's right. You're one
Nope.
episode behind me.
I'm gonna wait till they finish it. Then I'm gonna watch them in over a week, I think, so I can just watch episode every day or so. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
So we'll get there. But yeah, DC news that they put James Gunn and what was the other guy? Brain stopped. Well, they put James Gunn and another guy in charge of the whole DC studios, which is interesting.
It is.
Um,
How crazy are we going to
'cause-
get?
yeah, I know, because he's good for certain things. Peter Safran, I think it is. Let's double check here, make sure that's the right news. Yes. And apparently they're working on an 8 to 10 year fucking storyline, which is fine. I'm just worried how crazy they're going to get because James Gunn is enjoyable.
You can only
but
take so much.
yes, like Guardians 1, good.
Yep.
Guardians 2, great. The Suicide Squad, good, but a little fucking crazy. You know, it's kind of like this is, and then Peacemaker, ugh. Some people like it. I've been told I should give it another chance. We'll see. I don't know that I care that much.
Yeah, it's on my last list to care.
Yeah, but you know, it's interesting to see that they put that. I mean, I like that they're addressing it and they're putting someone in charge of a plan. I also, no offense to the gentleman, like that it's not Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder is a heck of a director, but probably shouldn't touch IPs that aren't his own. And in fact, he's working on his own IP, and I'm sci-fi, and I'm excited to see where that goes. You know, I enjoy his visuals. I actually think he made a great superhero movie. It was just called Watchmen. And yes, I know it didn't hold up to the comic. Nothing ever was. But I feel like in watching it, it's pretty goddamn good. Just don't let him do Superman. He does not fucking understand Superman. So we'll see how that goes. But it is interesting news, and I'm a little hopeful and a little worried, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, because I mean, like I said, James Gunn, while he did good, there is like shit. Is everything gonna be so fucking crazy? It's not even funny.
I don't think so, but I think, hopefully, if I speak from a more positive standpoint, it means that more crazy stuff will make it in because he's willing to let that shit go.
Yeah.
So, interested to see where it goes. It does also mean we probably won't see him after Guardians 3. We'll get the Christmas special. I think it's going to be directly on Disney Plus. Then we'll probably get Guardians 3, I think. I haven't heard for sure if we're still getting that. And then we'll go from there. But to be fair, I mean, honestly, I haven't liked the Guardians since Guardians 2. Every other time they show up, I like Rocket.
That's pretty
Fuck
much
the
about
rest
it.
of them. Yeah. Really, they were, in my opinion, the worst part of Infinity War. It wasn't close. So I'm okay if they don't show up again. I mean, storyline's not finished, but sometimes that's okay. You don't have to finish every storyline. Like, honestly, the beginning of Thor: Love and Thunder, I didn't care about them showing up. Just like, whatever, dude.
Yeah. Whatever.
So we'll see how that goes. But it is interesting news, to say the least. We did talk about She-Hulk season finale, right? And the
Yes, we
whole
did.
series. I think we did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
we did.
Just
We
making
did.
sure.
We covered that and spoiled it too. So, that's pretty much about it.
Good. My memory wasn't 100% on that.
Um, One of the things I am watching, and I haven't finished it yet because I didn't get to finish it before Warfare Weekend, was Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities,
Hmm.
which everybody's giving it really good ratings. And I've watched a few, their episodic
I mean,
horror shows.
it's
Uh,
Guillermo del Toro.
yeah.
I mean, does he ever do anything bad?
No, I mean, but I'm watching. I'm almost through the last episode, but I mean, it's been pretty decent. They're just short, I wouldn't say short. They're like an hour long shows, but each episode is a different story type thing, and it's been pretty decent. I'm not
Oh,
not hating it or anything, and it's got some cool classic stuff to it, so I'm cool with it. What else has come out? I know that the last of Lower Decks came out and is done, so the season is done on that, and I'm okay with it. It was fun.
that's funny. Like, I want to catch up on Discovery, but right now my Star Trek is all like Strange New Worlds, one season two. That's what I'm looking forward to. Don't really care about Picard season three. I didn't finish season two. I mean, I will eventually, but it's just like, I mean, I
Yeah.
remember you didn't give exactly great reviews for the rest of season two of Picard after where I stopped.
Yeah, it wasn't
And
great.
and hey, here's the thing, guys. You don't have to like everything for a property that comes out, even if it's your property.
Correct.
You can be like, oh, that's the thing that came out. I'm not really interested in that anymore, and move on. You don't have to finish every series you start. You can be like, I don't like this. Like I know Otterpop started She-Hulk, was not a fan, and stopped. Cool. That's what you should do. If it is not your thing, stop. You don't have to enjoy all the things. So I think we too often get stuck in the no, must enjoy all the Marvel stuff. No, like I told my mom was looking for stuff on Disney Plus. I'm like, I'm not sure what you can watch Marvel wise on Disney Plus because like series wise because you're not super into Marvel. She watches movies here or there. She wants the standalone stuff. She doesn't care about Falcon Winter Soldier or any of that. She might be able to watch Loki, but I think she'd probably not enjoy it as much as we did because that you need to be really involved. It's sort of that thing. You don't have to like all the things. It's okay. You can just pick and choose, like the salad bar, and it's perfectly fine. I think we need to instruct everyone they don't have to like all the things. You don't have to be a DC fanboy, a Marvel fanboy. You can just like things here or there.
I did watch, and I know a lot of people can't get into it because it's a little too close to home for some people. The last two episodes of *Handmaid's Tale*, which were very, very good. We only have one more season to go, so they're wrapping up stories, but there was some really good stories going on, and I'm anxious to see how they end the series, which it needs to end. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The first 2 to 3 seasons are like, fuck, I don't know if I can finish this. This is so hardcore, and some people can't do that, and I totally get that.
I
And
looked at it and I'm like, the premise. I'm like, I'm out on the premise. You've lost
yeah,
me on the premise. That is so mind-numbingly unrealistic. It defies fucking description.
well, what's funny is I went and after I watched the first season, I was like, what? And supposedly the lady that wrote the book that they adapted this from, everything that she wrote in the book actually happened, but in different parts of societies throughout our time. Not all at once, but she took parts from different things and
No,
put
it
it in
was,
here
it was,
and made a whole book out of it.
yeah. I mean, like, cool. It's cool fiction, like,
Yeah.
absolutely. But like sometimes, like, I mean, again, I was no pulled punches when I watched *Inglourious Bastards* and didn't fucking like it because it was terrible.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, it's not like the actors did bad. It's just like I'm out from your entire concept.
but I really liked it. I really liked the series. I'm ready for the end because you can only go so much fuckery before you're just like, yeah, you got to end this for me. And you do get some gratification here and there type thing, but it's a very emotional ride. It's not everybody's bag of tea. And I got to be ready for it. I got to be like, all right, I can sit down and watch this because I'm emotionally ready for it. But
Well,
The season ended, and it ended on a really weird note. And I'm not no as in bad, but just like, oh shit, okay, we're going that route, which is okay. But I enjoyed
it's
it.
cool. Like, and again, remember, you don't have to like all the things. You
Correct.
can look at something and go, "That's not for me."
100%.
Example: everything zombie. I'm like, no, I'm not a fan of zombie stuff. I'm out, and it's okay. When they do the Marvel zombie series, I can be completely out. It's okay.
Yeah, I'll try it out. I usually try everything out, and then I nope out of it if I need to.
I mean, I know I'm nope from the get go. Why would I try and unnope? I understand that it's nope.
Yeah. Let's see. The Great British Baking Show. Missed 2 episodes of that. And I love that show just because I'm a foodie and I love seeing people bake stuff and make things. It's just it's my gig. I dig that shit.
Well, I do the same thing, but I do it with YouTube series instead. Yeah. I watch Sorted Food and I watch Binging with Babish and all that. That's my and a couple others here or there, but that's my foodie outlet, if you will.
Yeah. I just like doing that. Which I have to say something. Going back to the con, and this is kind of a callback to it. Aftercare at the end of the day, when you're like sitting in your hotel room getting ready to go to sleep, we have a ritual. We always put it on Food Network because Guy Fieri is always good and calming to listen to. We're stupid. We found out that they need to rename.
Take you to Flavor Town.
Yeah. That they need to rename Food Network Guy Fieri channel because that's, I think of the 4 days we were there, only one day at night did we have non-Guy Fieri stuff.
Look, Not Brushhead Dave and I used to spend Friday nights at his place, eating whatever food we got, and watching Food Network and whatever, watching, Guy Fieri Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and their fucking
amazing show.
Or Wipeout, I think there's that game showy type thing. We'd just watch those things, just chilling and having a good time. Yeah. Sometimes you need that. Even if it's not just in a con, like, you need that. Like, we were at a con a while ago. We just put on, what's on fucking cable? Oh, look, Drive Angry with fucking Nick Cage. Watch a shitty movie. Get that shit out of your system. It's a good idea.
we just started cracking up. Because we were like, honestly, all right, put the noise on and go to the food channel, and it was Guy Fieri of some sort.
Hey. But yeah, you get that stuff. I mean, also, that kind of stuff. Like, if you get a shitty movie or a TV show or something, it's better with people. You got your friends there. It's going to be fun.
But I don't even know if there's, like, anything really coming out. I know they did another Enola Holmes, and I've got that ready. And the first one was fun, so I'm expecting the same fun on the second one.
They did release a trailer for John Wick Part 4.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Not Brushhead Dave is going to be in Disney for John Wick Day, so he's going to miss John Wick Day, which is where all my friends take the day off and we go watch John Wick. Like, I'm not joking. My boss is like, "You're joking, right?" I'm like,
No.
Why would I be joking? It's John Wick Day.
Yeah, what else? There's not much coming out, in my opinion. Everything's kind of winding down, and very little's coming up. But this is the down season. We're coming to the winter time.
Yeah, and honestly, people, I don't know if Gonzo and I will see Wakanda Forever in the theater. We to see if it grabs us. It had a great release. That's super cool, but it's just hasn't grabbed me. I do want to see it, but I feel like I can wait until it shows up on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I'm almost on the same as you. I want to see it, but nothing has made me go, I have to see this in the theater.
Yeah,
recently.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're still getting into that mode and getting movies. It's weird because we've been used to binging and watching everything on TV for the last 2 years, and now we're just getting into that.
Yeah, going to a theater for something, it's got to be worth it because I mean, yeah, sure, COVID's on the down, but it's not completely gone. You are still putting yourself at extra risk. It's also not cheap.
No.
Sometimes you go to see a movie and you see Top Gun Maverick. You're like, fucking worth every penny. Just got that on Blu-ray, by the way. So
is it out on Blu-ray already?
Yeah, my pre-order showed up last week.
I'll have to watch it because everybody said that it is great.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on the new Army? Okay, the models and the design is legit. It's Doug Hamilton, and amazing sculpts. Love it. Rules wise, really good. Really cool. I can't wait to see all the other models. They did release another unit, but it is very spiky, undead vampire-y thing. They're very nice models. And I have to say that they did work on their resin mixture, and it is now much flexible. Someone actually took a video and was like bending, the halberd, and was able to bend it without it breaking, type thing, which was good.
That might be too flexible, though.
No, it was they were bending it, and he goes, "I'm going to bend it too far just to see what the breaking point is of the thing," and he broke it on purpose. But it was bendable enough that if you didn't tap it, it wasn't going to break. But they did do a good bending test on it.
Well, look at they need to, because there was some stuff was way too
fragile.
Yeah, you can't be that brittle and fragile. It was terrible.
No, but that goes to show they're listening, they're doing. But it was the models looked really good. The artist that got to paint the style was really cool. I mean, it is an elven, vampire, so it's like really spiky, really futuristic looking, but looks fucking cool.
Sorry, you guys might have heard the eye roll there.
Yeah, I know. As soon as I said it, I'm like, I can hear that eye roll from here.
Yeah.
But no, I liked them. The rules were pretty good. Some of the things that are coming out for them are pretty good. Their other war caster they got coming out looked really neat. It's a gun pistol person, and I'm like, looked interesting. The rules are out. By the way, if you want, the War Machine app is out and free. And so it is still beta. So if you find bugs, please report them, because you can report all the bugs on everything.
How much of it is free? Because we had this discussion.
The entire app is free. The only thing that you'll have to pay for is unlimited cloud storage, and anything that they bring out, like it's whatever. But stuff that you don't care about. Like some people care about the fluff. They're going to put articles out and stuff like that. But to use the app, it is 100% free to build your army. You do not have to pay for armies. Those are 100% free. And to damage track and all that is 100% free.
And how much is the not free? Just so we
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay.
There is a subscription, and you get other stuff. The only thing is you have unlimited local storage of your lists. But
wait, is it monthly?
I don't know. I think it might be a monthly fee. I think it's a monthly fee. I don't remember how much they were going to charge for it. But I'm probably not going to buy it, because it's probably not going to have stuff that I want. Because they're going to do like a no quarter stuff on there. I wouldn't be surprised if it was $5 a month or something. But to get
$5 a month is fucking psychotic.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue.
I'm just saying, like, I hope not, like, because remember, GW was like $1 a month. And I'm like, okay, $1 a month is not horrific.
Yeah. Don't quote me on that. I don't know how much it is.
I'm not quoting you on it. I'm just saying, like, if it's $5 a month,
it better be some really good shit.
I mean,
I'm probably not going to pay for it, because what I'm going to use it for.
No, you were right. $4.99 a month.
Yeah.
Fucking no.
Yeah.
No.
But to use it to build armies, make lists, and use it for damage tracking and playing it is 100% free.
Good, because $5 a month.
Yeah. For some reason, I'm not sure exactly.
Literally, if they're not putting out the equivalent of a no quarter worth of content every month, that is psychotic.
Yeah. Supposedly they're supposed to be doing something like that, but their 100% details that has not been made clear yet. But
so we'll keep an eye on that. $5 is a lot, but it's possible for a company to deliver enough content to make that worth it.
It is possible.
I won't say it's not. It's definitely possible.
Like I said, unless it's some really good stuff, I wouldn't buy it, just because I just use it for building armies, tracking damage, playing with it while we're doing it. And it's really good. I haven't had any problems with it right now. There's still minor bugs like spelling errors or things that need to be shifted.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not. That stuff can easily be fixed. I'm more interested in the nitty gritty of how much are they expecting people to pay for it.
I'm having trouble understanding.
Shut up, Siri.
That was the other one. and I don't know. It's like busted. It's not working. So
But
we're gonna have to figure out why it's not working.
I mean, like it says, local lists were free. Unlimited local lists, on your machine is free, and then building lists is free, and you don't have to pay for armies. You get everything to play the game for free. Whatever they're charging is just bonus stuff, and I'm like, I'm okay. But hey, look at that. We went over on our time.
Yep.
So who should we send you to? You got anybody on there, John?
Let's see who's up. I mean, are we going to send the Pyro Club?
Oh, we got some Pyro Club. Guys.
Yeah, I don't have anyone special. I mean, I think Ricky's done. Him is not Ferret. Everyone else is playing stuff you guys don't care about. I mean, MechWarrior Online, Grand Theft Auto. So, yeah, Pyro Club.
Pyro Club. Guys, we appreciate you listening. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate any time you do a donation or you send us stuff. It goes right back to helping us out or letting us donate.
All you
money
guys monthly subs, we appreciate it very much.
It is. It helps us out a lot. Please take care of yourself. Please look after each other. Even if that person doesn't want help, offer help. And just make sure you look after each other and be safe from More Than Dice.
And if you need us, you can contact us. We'll listen. We'll do what we can for you.
Always. From More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm John.
And here comes that beautiful app. Make sure you hit that raid button.
Raid!
Uh-oh, this channel is for mature audiences only. I'm not mature.
Me either.
That's definitely not going to happen.
Very immature.